Hey guys, it's Yishan with the yugioh Club at UCI here, coming at you guys with my new and updated Gren Maju Golden Castle, Strongbird, Danger Style, whatever you want to call it deck. This is definitely the more Golden Castle focused. I know a recent Danger build won YCS Niagara. Congratulations to David. I just want to give you guys my update on this deck. And trying out some new things. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So I will move the side and the extra out of frame for a second. So we're still, of course, running 3 Gren Maju. Big Daddy himself, he's more of a comeback card or a card that breaks parity or just surprises and win out of nowhere. Because if you're winning, the truth be told is that you don't actually need this card at all. So if you're having a good day, you might not be using this card a lot. But if you're having a really good day, you'll be behind some games, but this guy will come and save your ass. And so you really need him to sort of get that extra push, those comeback from behind wins. And that's why Gren Maju is still a very key component of this sort of this rank 8 style break your board deck. We've got 3 Eater of Millions. I still like this card a lot. It's just a very good card. It helps make Nightmare Phoenix if you need a back row to pop. It just sort of facilitates that comeback more easily. The Danger version of the deck, that top Niagara, congratulations to David, that one Niagara, excuse me, is able to put a lot more damage on the board and is able to find a lot more of its combo pieces and able to push through back row much better. This card sort of is more necessary in this version because you need it to sort of surprise your opponent out of nowhere. It's just a great out to a lot of things, and overall, it's always a good card to have going second. So I like Eater of Millions a lot. We have 3 Gizmek, the heart and soul of any Gren Maju deck. No matter if you're playing Stun, Danger, or this version, all the decks are running Gizmek. It's just a recurable beater. It gives you board presence. It gives you that rank 8 engine that's so powerful. It's even got a pretty good second effect. So 3 Gizmek, not much to explain there. Just basically Gren Maju's big brother. We've got still the Danger package, 3 Danger Thunderbird, 3 Danger Bigfoot. These cards are just still really, really good. They help facilitate OTKs, help you draw, help you get rid of dead cards, help you get rid of problem cards. And so these guys are still really good. I think everyone that's playing some sort of rank 8 Gren Maju deck maxes out these at 3 apiece. We got the Golden Castle engine now. We got 2 Hextrude and 3 Glyph. This is almost standard at this point if you're playing the Golden Castle version. Hextrude is really good. Glyph is also really good. So yeah, that's that. So then for the new stuff in the deck, I'm trying out some stuff. So I'm running triple Nibiru, the Primal Being. When I first saw this card, I was a big fan. Then I wasn't as big of a fan because everybody and their mother was trying to play around Nibiru. But now that Nibiru has seen a little bit of a fall, a little bit of a how shall I say, it saw a fall in play because people were trying to play around it. Now it's seeing a big resurgence. And so that is pretty cool. And so I also think that when you have the Golden Castle Strawberry out, Nibiru is much, even if you draw it later after your Danger turns or whatever or your 6th card, your opponent usually needs to break the castle and then try to break your board. And so they almost always summon more than 5. So I find that this is a really cool card to use after your opponent is trying to break your board on the return swing and then give you one more chance to go and blow out your opponent. So I'm trying this card out right now. It's been working out well so far for me. And then the newest tech, 2 Necroface. This is a card I saw a guy named Rob Loa play, and he, at first I kind of dismissed it. I was like, this card doesn't seem very good. But actually, what we're really trying to use it for in this deck is the normal summon effect. In fact, I don't even run a Lure of Darkness. I don't think a Lure of Darkness is really that great in this deck. Because you just can be dead sometimes, and you already have enough dead cards. But this card is really interesting because Necroface, you don't want to draw it on the first turn, but actually it's not bad because it sort of lets you plan differently. So for example, if I have a Necroface in my hand, I'm going to be extremely liberal with my snake. I'm going to be banishing it all the cards all the time to summon this. And then my opponent will, try to do the best. Like, oh my god, he's got no cards left. I'm gonna just try to break his board, and that'll be that. And then he won't have any steam left. And then you just normal this Necroface, and boom, your whole deck gets reset. It's pretty cool. I've actually really enjoyed playing this card. I've really liked it so far. It seems powerful. I just use it for its normal summon effect, and it becomes a pretty big beater as well. So pretty solid. I've been enjoying it. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to the spells. 3 Pot Desires. If you're a good Gren Maju player, you'll draw this card. If you're not, then sorry, you're not a very good Gren Maju player. Just kidding. But it's an amazing card in this deck, especially with Necroface now. You can recycle a lot, so it's good. 3 Golden Castle. Of course, we're still playing this. We're playing the engine. Works well with Nibiru and Necroface. That's why I'm trying this out right now. I cut the trade-ins from my deck. I just didn't think they were, they're dead too much and they're always getting sided out. If a card's always getting sided out, you probably want to look at cutting it. That means it's not very good. 3 Super Poly. Basically one of the big reasons to play this deck. This deck would be much worse if the Super Poly targets were not level 8, but the fact that they are is just broken. And so it just makes this card even better than it already is. Helps you discard dead cards that you don't need. As well, so the cost sometimes doesn't even matter. You can discard snakes and whatnot. 3 Called by the Grave. I took this out for a while and then I just put it back in because it felt so good actually. Now that I have Nibiru as well, I really missed Called by the Grave, and so I'm glad to have it back because it's both an offensive and a defensive card, which is kind of hard, kind of rare. Most cards don't fit in that category, and so I actually really still enjoy 3 Called by the Grave. And our power one is Foolish. This deck, more than the Danger deck, needs to find Gizmek, and so Foolish is very important. Excuse me. Terraforming. It's good to have extra castles. If you have extra castles, you can activate dangers before you castle. Sorry for shaking the camera. And then Moss Reborn. I think a lot of Gren Maju players that are playing the Yugioh second version know that this card now is just almost an auto-include in the deck because it's just so powerful for getting back level 8s and stuff. So yeah, that's the main deck, still 40. Big believer, especially with Necroface now, you don't run out of cards as often as you used to, and so it's good. I've been enjoying it. All right, let's go on to the side deck. I think you guys saw the spice at the beginning of the video, although I will say that this triple Cyber Dragon side deck is pretty common now. Word spreads quickly in the Gren Maj community, and a lot of players are even maining this card. I'm not a fan of maining this card because Chimera Megafleet Dragon is not level 8, it's level 10. If it was level 8, I would main this card in a heartbeat. But it's level 8, or level 10, so I can't, or I don't think it's good enough. But yeah, Cyber Dragon, really great card. I've enjoyed it every time I've drawn it in the matchups where I set it in. Currently, I'm also running 3 Lava Golem for board breaking decks. I find that, so a lot of people don't know this, but you can use Lava Golem and Castle in the same turn, even though they both prevent you from normal summoning. I thought that was pretty obvious, but I guess a lot of people didn't know that. Sorry, no offense, but yeah. So it's just they both restrict you from using your normal summon, and they both don't allow you to normal summon the turn you use its effects, but they sort of stack like Reckless Greed almost. So I think this card's actually super powerful in this version. 3 Twin Twister, still just the best card at getting rid of backrow. It's the most generic. You can run lots of things. This might even be able to be Lightning Storm when Ignition Assault comes out. Lightning Storm might even get mained if depending on the meta game. So anyway, 3 Twin Twister, still pretty good. And then I'm running 6 Floodgates. So I've got 3, there could be only one, which is undisputedly the best Floodgate this format. So this one's staying in. Not much to say about this. Just destroys a bunch of decks. I'm running 3 Goes in Match right now. So a lot of people are saying I should just run Summon Limit instead, or not a lot of people are saying that, but a lot of people are running Summon Limit, and I might agree with them that Summon Limit might be a better card than Goes in Match in this format. I might have to agree. So yeah, I might have to agree with them. They might be correct. Yeah, so Summon Limit might be better. I'll have to try it out. I've got my hands on some copies. But yeah, because you can snake on their end phase and then still do some rank 8 plays. But yeah, so Summon Limit might be better. I might be wrong. Although Goes in Match is better against Striker. So yeah, although I'm very happy that people are really experimenting with this deck. A lot of people post their Grand Maju deck profiles online. I watched all of them basically, and it's cool to see how the community is sort of, taking this deck. It's it's definitely not mine anymore. People are coming up with their own stuff, and it's amazing. So for example, the Summon Limited and the Necrophase I just got from other people, and so it's really cool to see. Okay, so extra deck, we're running the 2 Chimera Tech, Fortress Dragon, and Mega Fleet. The big reason I'm setting Cyber Dragon is because this is level 8. So if against Orcust or Striker or any sort of random machine deck, I put these in. I even put Cyber Dragon against Pendulum, because you special it, you force out their Heretic Seal, which is a huge problem because they run Aether, which Aether is just a pain in the ass. So yeah. And then if they bounce it, they bounce it to not get the Heretic Seal taken, you can just special the Cyber Dragon again, and sometimes they have Dawn Dragster, and then you get this guy, which is level 8, so it's like what you wanted originally. Big fan. So yeah, running those. I'm still running 4 Super Poly targets. All of them, this one's in poor, they're all in poor. And this one is the one I see people cut a lot, but it does come up a lot, so I like it. It helps in those rogue matchups, or those random matchups. And then the Galaxy package, I think everyone knows what these do by now. Actually, maybe not, but so this one I guess is first. But yeah, so it's just a huge advantage. Really good against Pendulum if you break their board. Manage to break their board, this is usually what you're going into. And then I still run 4 rank 8s. They all come up. A lot of people don't run Zombie Stein, but I really like it, especially with Golden Castle. Protects it when it's in defense. Sometimes just you need something generic. So I'm still a fan of Zombie Stein. And then I'm only running 2 Links, one Mermaid, 1 Phoenix. Barricade Board Blocker just didn't come up enough. And then also, I wouldn't run Mermaid, except there's a lot of Iblies running around right now. Unicorn comes up once in a blue moon, but I just can't justify it. It's so unoften. I think these are more common, but I think if Orcust gets hit, we may see this turn into a unicorn instead. So yeah, but that's it for the deck profile, guys. Yeah, so in terms of stuff maybe to look out for in the future, definitely we'll have to analyze Chaos Impact and see if there's any good cards from that set. But overall, it was nice doing this deck profile, and I will see you guys next time.